How's it going, everybody? I'm Slavinatorski. Welcome to the channel. And I'm back after a nice little hospital stay. It's always fun for about a week, but back at it and going to keep going forward. I might eventually talk about what that was all about. Nothing embarrassing, anything like that. Just, you know, hospital stays are never fun. All right, so today what we have for you is the Black Legion Chaos Lord. So I figured to kick back in with something cool. It's a little bit older of a figure, but you don't really see... I don't think they've reissued the Chaos Lord yet in any of the other figures, so I figured I'd go ahead and pop him up here. So I think it's a year or two old, this one. And I wanted to get into it. This is back when they were releasing little cards with the figures. So let me just keep the box back there for now. So it's Kalos the Ravager is the name of this figure. Or this character. It's all in Chinese, unfortunately. I cannot speak that, although I'd love to. I think that would be a really cool language to learn. I know it's tough, but I really think it'd be interesting. Here's the figure, so let's go ahead. You see I have a little fire diorama in the back, because I thought that'd be appropriate. The guy's named the Ravager. I mean, it kind of seems appropriate to me. I'll just throw the plastic somewhere off in the distance where you don't have to worry about it. So let's get him out here. Now, one thing about this Chaos Lord, I can tell you right now, these hands are big. Look at the size of these hands. And let me actually move my light up here. I've got a nice, if any of you do like any videos or lighting for stuff, it's very bright, but these little things are like 20, 30 bucks. You can get them on sale on Amazon, and they're awesome little lights. So I'm going to attach it to the top of my tripod here. I know I probably should have done that before now. I am nothing if not professional on this channel. And here we go. So we have a little drop light for him here. Let's do this. So that way you get a nice clear image. So see his eyes, they have some, what is that, gloss on them, so they look wet. They definitely come away when it comes to fur type stuff, but it still looks good even though it's a little bit older. Like I said, his hands are ginormous hands. So you've got these trigger fingers on there. Great paint app. Altogether looks nice and worn. Here's the cape around the back. Pretty plain under the cape. Figure looks really good. That looks like just a bunch of tubes that connect to his arm here. So really, really cool stuff. Let me move his hand around. These are still when the hands were more squishy and easier to use, so that's always good. We can just go ahead and go through the posability of it, articulation. So this is one of the ones that's older, so the pauldron is attached to the shoulder by a peg that moves around a little bit. And of course he has his arm, which is jointed in there. The joint moves in and out a little bit. The head moves back and forth. He does have this tube going in his ear, so it limits his head movement a little bit, but you can kind of get some movement. It's kind of a cool warrior's braid up here. The arms can go, I think, pretty much all the way around. But don't quote me on that in case I'm lying. Well, this one doesn't want to. There we go. So it's actually on kind of a ratchet, so that's cool. Sorry, I realized, let me just drop this. I realize I'm doing this lower, so I'll just do that. This little cod piece, looks like it's actually in there in a peg. It feels like it's gonna pop out. I don't wanna pull it just so I don't break it. You got a nice knee joint there. Little holes in the bottom of the feet so you can peg them up if you need to. Articulated toes, wrist moves around. You got a double joint on the elbow. Decent torso flexation considering the actual sculpture. The hips are decent considering the heavy armor. They're gonna get caught up on the belt in there. But really not bad. This isn't a figure that I would think is going to be moving around too much. Let's go ahead and plop him up here. You see why I have the fire out now. It kind of looks cool, right? Let's see. Now we're going to pull out his melee weapon, so it's a chaos. And I like how the chaos symbol is glossed, so it looks like it's blood. That's really cool. Nice Warhammer. Pun intended. Let's see, then we have his plasma pistol, which looks great. I always like the chaos stuff just because it looks more ornate and interesting to me. So let's get that up close. Plasma pistol looks cool. His hammer looks cool. And then he also comes with 2 hands. So you've got the trigger fingers, which he's currently using, and then he has some big ol' grabbers here, and these are for the hammer. So that looks really nice. And then he has his backpack, which is very different from regular Space Marines backpacks. Honestly, this gives me some HR Giger, is it Geiger or Giger vibes here from Alien. That's really cool looking. So we'll slap that in the back here. Right in it goes. A little bit tough, but I'd say it fits fine. Of course, you see the back of his gauntlets here. You have an idea what that is. Or what that looks like, I should say. You'll have to forgive me, I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things. And good to go. Now let me see, I'm going to try off camera so I don't waste your time how hard it is to switch out one of these hands, because these are, I kind of wish more of the Space Marines had hands this size. These are big old hands, so it's a lot easier to do stuff with. So I'll be right back. I'm going to try to put a hammer in one hand and a plasma pistol in the other. So give me 1 second. All right, so got the hands switched out. Each set of hands actually comes with their own separate little pegs. They're barbell pegs, so keep that in mind. It was kind of a pain in the butt, so I had to use some tweezers and stuff. These are little plastic tweezers to try to get those out of there without, breaking the peg or anything. One thing trying to stand him up, I noticed this backpack is very heavy, and he is a very back-heavy character. So if you try to stand him up straight, see my fingers holding his feet? So he has to be posed in a way where he's supporting that weight in the back somehow. Leaning forward, maybe looking up or something. Or posed in a way that's just not like that. So you have to pose him in some way to where he's going to be leaning forward. Because he is very back heavy and he wants to fall over. That's what I'm finding from him pretty quick here. So doing the poses like in the picture on the box, that's kind of out of the question. Because having him stand up straight like that without pegs in his feet, it's just, he's going to tip over backwards. So let's see if maybe putting his hammer in his hand helps with that. Luckily, these hands are, like I said, okay, so the hammer does off balance it a bit. So that helps kind of keep the weight forward. And then let's put his little plasma pistol in his hand, his little blaster. That hand is a little tough. I always have trouble with these, so I don't want to break them, but you kind of have to force them a bit and heat them up. Always heat up your stuff. To move the hands, I actually, because I have very warm hands, I took his hands, put it in my hand, made a fist, and just blew warm air into it for about, I don't know, 30 seconds. And that was enough to warm up the hand enough to be movable. Now, I have to say, out of most of the Warhammer figures, this is an older one. And that hand grips that plasma pistol really, really well, I think. A lot better than some of the newer figures does. So Joytoy should definitely try to reincorporate that. Because I agree that that looks really good. So let's pose him up so he's shooting and not limp wristing it. And yeah, that hammer does offset his balance a little bit, so he can stand straight up and not tip over. Now, one of the cool things, I kind of glossed past this and I didn't mean to, these eyeballs on the pauldrons look really, really cool. You can tell that the armor's been through it. Look at that. It's just, honestly, they need to do more chaos, because these figures look great. I mean, I know they've done a lot of these particular Black Legion chaos. Let's get you a nice up close zoom. See, that looks good, right? Although the fur here is kind of getting in the way. But we'll have him move his head a little bit. But I think that looks pretty good, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that comes with him. This is him inside of here. If you want, I can do some quick posing with other stuff. So I've got regular Joytoy like the Cult of San Reja. They're normal 1/18 scale, so you see how a normal human is compared up to him. He's pretty massive. This is even their mech. Like, he's the size of their little mech. So he's a big boy. But yeah, good sized. Let me get a normal Space Marine for you. I'll be right back. Here we go. So that's a Space Wolf. It gives you an idea. They're pretty comparable in size. I'd say the Lord's pauldrons are a heck of a lot cooler looking. His armor actually looks a lot cooler. It's not so plain Jane. He's a big boy compared to the Space Wolf. But yeah, cool figures. If you can manage to get your hands on him, go ahead and do it. I think it is very much worth it. And let me change the lighting a little bit. I always like to play with the lighting on these. Let me do that there. Oh yeah, that looks a lot cooler, right? All right, but that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I got a lot more Joytoy coming, so you can look forward to those every week. I know I was doing Micro Galaxy Squadrons. I've been downsizing my collection on that. Oops, sorry, I just realized I touched the microphone. My bad. I keep forgetting I'm wearing a lapel mic. But my Micro Galaxy Squadrons, I'm downsizing to just the starships that I like the most, but I still have some more coming. But that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for sticking with me.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to any future content I have coming. As usual, a like is always super appreciated. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Share this video with any of your friends or groups that you think may enjoy it. And let's talk down in the comments section. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you would like to interact more with the channel, you can find me at my socials on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I post any contest entries and reference codes for contests I enter on Twitter, so that's another reason to check it out. I also have a TikTok account I created where I upload tease videos for upcoming YouTube videos as well as shorts. I am also getting back into gaming content on the Xbox Series X, and I'm looking to start doing streams again on Twitch, which I'll upload to YouTube later. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope to see you again next time.